Supercell throws yet another piece of epic equipment about us. The Rocket Spear is the next piece of epic equipment that we actually have available to us now. But is it really worth it, or should it be thrown in the trash along with the Seeking Shield? With 8 power shots doing 980 in extra damage apiece, this epic piece of equipment is more like the Flame Flinger or the Super Minion than anything else. Shooting from a distance of 10 tiles, this keeps the RC safe from all defenses, except the Expo, Mortar, and Monolith, while employing its active ability. But it also does less damage overall than the Seeking Shield, which boasts 2,500 damage at max to each defense it hits, for a total of 10,000 damage. The Rocket Spear only does a total of 7,840 in extra damage, not counting the DPS boost, which actually makes its power shots less valuable than the shield if you're only looking at total active ability damage. But there are 2 factors that actually make the spear more valuable than the shield, but are those enough to make us use it on a regular basis, or like the shield, should it just be tossed in the trash? Number 1, the spear is thrown from a distance, which means there's little to no incoming damage on the RC as long as she's not within range of an Expo or the Monolith. Now, of course, I'm not too worried about mortars since they have minimal damage output and won't affect the RC's health to any significant degree. But shooting from a distance might come in handy to help set a funnel for the bulk of an attack. And I'm so happy that we finally have something that can shoot defenses from a range, effectively helping us set a funnel. Ow! Ow! While the spear might come in handy in some situations, the reality is most bases already cover really well to defend against the Flame Flinger, and if the RC is throwing the spear within range of a max Expo, then she's already losing 225 health per second, dropping 5% or more in health for every second she's within range of that Expo. And while having the Spirit Fox on her will help mitigate some of that damage, will it really be that useful of an ability since the RC is essentially being sacrificed up front for some funneling? The second fact that does make it better than the Seeking Shield is that she attacks a defense until it's completely destroyed, which is a big deal for me. One of the issues with the shield is that it only does 2,500 in damage per defense, which means that defenses can be left up doing damage and could even be healed back to full health if there's a builder hut nearby. So as far as using the Rocket Spear at the beginning of attack to set a funnel, I don't see any value that cannot be gained by a Flame Flinger or the Warden's Fireball, especially when the Warden can be pulled back to the group of regular troops that you're sending in, such as Super Witches, when if you use this ability in the Rocket Spear on the RC, then you're essentially sending in the RC to her destruction. But there are 2 other significant stats that just might make the spear worth using for some players, and that's the 168 DPS increase and the 700 HP increase. But while this is the largest DPS and HP increase offered by any of the RC's equipment, is it enough to stop using the Hog Puppet or Haste Vial in exchange for this new piece of equipment? I can see the possibility, for example, of bringing in the RC mid-attack to use in some niche situations, but I'm not sure that this ability is going to be more valuable than the value we actually gain currently with the Haste Vial and the Hog Puppet. In fact, if we're using the Spirit Fox on the RC, then she's already invisible for the first 4 seconds anyways, which essentially wastes the fact that the spear is a ranged ability. Also, something to consider is the fact that there are so many other pieces of equipment that have the potential to be much more game-changing and effective. We still need to upgrade, unless of course a player has already been able to max everything else out. So for me, if I do see value in funneling, I'm most likely going to be using the Flame Flinger or the Warden's Fireball, and I'm not likely going to be upgrading my Rocket Spear anytime soon because I just don't see the value in it. Now, is it something that's worthy of just being tossed in the trash? like we've talked about with the Seeking Shield? No, because it does offer some pretty significant stat increases, but it's probably not something that I'm going to be focusing on for a very long time. Let me know what you think about the Rocket Spear and the value it might be offering that I'm just missing. Sometimes with these equipment evaluations, I do miss things, so let me know what I'm missing, if there is anything, in the comments below. Make sure you like and share this video with anybody who's curious about the Rocket Spear or any of the other pieces of equipment. We have lots of videos that you can subscribe to the channel and follow and watch those to gain more insights as to the value of the hero equipment. Until the next hero equipment video or strategic rushing video or whatever it might be that I put out, I am TipDog20. I'll see you then.